Hello friends and Assalamualaikum. Welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. Like in the previous videos, we have covered up many of the things using different languages, and I hope you understand that all projects which we have just covered up in the previous video. So today we are just building an amazing project. Means we will be not building any project here in this video. Today I will be giving you the whole tutorial, and today I will be giving you the whole tutorial about Bootstrap. I will be telling you from start to end like what is Bootstrap, how to use Bootstrap, how we can create things using Bootstrap, and in the end we will be also creating an amazing project using Bootstrap. So this video will be really amazing for you. Also remember to see this video from the start if you want to learn what is Bootstrap and if you want to learn many new things about Bootstrap, because it is a really advanced library which many of the people use when they are using HTML, CSS in their work or they are building website through it. So Bootstrap is a really important thing which everybody knows or everybody wants to know. So it is a really important thing here when you are using HTML and CSS or any of the front end work. So today I will be telling you about Bootstrap from start, and we will be learning about Bootstrap here. So if you understand this video from start and if you understand this Bootstrap tutorial here from the start to end, so remember to hit a like, and if you are new on the channel, hit the subscribe button. After subscribing, the notification bell so more people can learn and they can understand how we can just create these amazing projects using Bootstrap and how we can use Bootstrap when we are working with HTML, CSS as a library. So just now we'll be starting with our amazing video here and seeing that what is Bootstrap and how we can create amazing projects using Bootstrap from the start. So just like I'm telling you that in this video I will be giving you whole tutorial about Bootstrap and telling you everything which a beginner needed when they are working with Bootstrap. So now we will be starting with our video, and from the start we will be seeing that what is Bootstrap and how to use that. So for using Bootstrap, first of all you have to just download the library of Bootstrap. Download means you can also paste the link on the your text editor when you are working with Bootstrap here. So for copying the link here, you have to first of all go to the Google and then you have to search here Bootstrap CDN. So I will be writing here Bootstrap CDN link, or you can write here only Bootstrap CDN. So when you will be writing this, you have to get on this. We are getting a link as introduction. So we have to press this link here, introduction. After pressing this link, you will be getting some of the links about Bootstrap. So here we are not using link in CSS file. So I will be simply doing one thing, like I will be moving down. You can see we are getting some of the JavaScript links as well, but like you know that we are working with Bootstrap, so we will be not using JavaScript in our work. Only we will be using HTML, CSS, because when we are working with Bootstrap, so there is really important thing, like we have to use HTML and CSS in our file format as well. So if I scroll down, you can see we are getting many of the things here. So I will be just doing one thing from here. I will be moving at the top and I will be copying the CDN link which we are getting here. I will be pressing copy to clipboard, or you can press this copy which is written here, press copy, and now this link has been copied to your clipboard. You can paste it in your text editor. Before pasting the link, we have to see that what text editor we can use when we are working with Bootstrap. So there are various text editor which you can use when you are using Bootstrap as your library. So there are many various text editor, like there is Sublime text editor, Notepad++, VS Code, which means Visual Studio Code, which we used in our many videos. So, and you can also use many other text editor like PyCharm that are for Python. You can use VS Code, and you can also use Sublime Text here. So my opinion is when you are working with Bootstrap, so use VS Code, means that Visual Studio Code which we use in many videos. So just I will be now opening my VS Code link here, because I think that VS Code is really good text editor and it provides you everything which a beginner needed if they want to work with Bootstrap or any other language, because it supports many languages like Visual Studio Code support Python, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and it also support like C++, SQL, and PHP like languages. But we are working with Bootstrap, so I think that for Bootstrap, Visual Studio Code is the best text editor. I think so. So you can download this text editor here. You can download it for Windows, and if you're using Mac or Linux, so you can download for them as well. We are getting the links here, but it is configured that I'm using Windows, so it is giving me the first link of Windows. But if you are using Mac, so you will be getting the first link of Mac. So like this, you can just do. So now I hope you understand what text editor we can use when we are using Bootstrap as our library. You can also use some of the other text editor, like you can use Sublime Text. It is also a really good text editor when you are working with HTML, CSS or Bootstrap, because it provides you all the beginner features which a beginner needed. So I've already installed this Visual Studio Code, and I've also used this Visual Studio Code in many other projects, like when we were building projects using Next.js and React.js. So we have used this text editor there as well, but now we will be working with this text editor in Bootstrap also. So I will be now opening my VS Code here. So it is already open, so I will be now going to my VS Code. After moving to VS Code, you have to create one folder in which we will be creating some files, and we will be doing some structure about Bootstrap in that. So now we will be moving on to open folder, but we have not created any folder yet. So I will be moving on to my file explorer, After moving to File Explorer, here you have to go to the desktop, and after moving to desktop, I will be creating a new folder in this. And now I will be giving my folder name as Bootstrap, like this. Now I've given it the name as Bootstrap. Then I will be moving on to my VS Code and opening this folder through my desktop, because I have created this folder here on my desktop. You can see here it is Bootstrap folder. So I will be pressing select folder to open this. After opening this folder, you can see nothing is here because it is totally empty and we have not created any file yet in this folder here. So now for creating the file, you have to move here, press this new file button here. After pressing this file button, you have to create a file name as index.html, because now this will be our main file in which we will be using Bootstrap and pasting the link as well, which we have copied in the start. And I will be creating another file as well, which should be style.css. So when we are working with Bootstrap, so we have to use only these two files when you are using Bootstrap. Remember, you cannot use JavaScript file here because JavaScript is a front-end and back-end language, so it does not really compulsory to use JavaScript when we are using Bootstrap. But this HTML file is really important because this file helps you to run your all the codes in your browser. So now I will be opening my Bootstrap file. You can see here it is index file, and I will be opening it in my browser, which is Google Chrome. You can see this is totally empty and we are getting only index.html written here. So I will be just doing one thing, like I will be moving on to my VS Code here. After moving to VS Code, I will be making it side by side so you can just see all the codes at the left and at the right. We should be getting our interface of our Google Chrome like this. Now you can see it is totally amazing looking, and I will be making my coding side bigger here from my interface side, and I will be pressing Ctrl V to close the side. After doing that all stuff, I will be moving on to the introduction, and here we have copied this link which I have told you in the start. So when you have copied this link, just you have to simply do one thing here. We have to now write first of all starting HTML code when we are working with our main HTML file. So I will be writing here HTML, press tab, we are getting HTML tag, press head, tab, then you will be getting the head. So for doing this shortcut things, you have to go through the extensions and you have to download some extensions here. So I have installed many of the extensions. You can see these are the extensions which I have installed. You can use an extension called HTML snips. So you have to install this. From this extension, you will be getting all the things shortcut, like I am getting here when I am writing any tag name, and when I am pressing tab or enter, so I am getting all the text created, open also and close also. So this helps you to create the text fast. So I think that you should download this and it will be save your time here, because you don't have to open and close the tag like this again and again. It will be automatically generating your tag here when you will be writing only the title or any of the tag name and pressing tab. So it will be automatically generating the tag here. Now here you have to set the title in your file. So I will be giving it the title as Bootstrap. Simply save it here. Now if I move and reload, you can see we are getting the title as Bootstrap. Here we are seeing, you can see we are getting the title. Now we have to do one thing, like we have copied this link at the start, so we have to paste this link down. So I will be pasting the link here. Then I will be again creating a link tag here, and in href this time I will be linking my styling file, which is my CSS file, because when we are working with HTML CSS, like you all know that we have to link our CSS file through our HTML, so we can just work with our CSS when we work with CSS file, so code should be running in our HTML file. So it is really important to do. And you can also use internal CSS as well. If you don't want to link the file and directly, you can use the CSS in your HTML file. So it is also really good, but I prefer you to use different file for CSS. Now you can see we have just done, and we have pasted the Bootstrap CDN also, and we have also pasted the, and we have also written the style.css link. Now we have to create a body tag in which we will be writing all the Bootstrap codes which we want to work with. Now when you've just written this thing, you have to simply do one thing. You have to give some spacing here, and I will be pressing enter, so this body should be moving down. Now through Bootstrap you can create many things. Like if you want that, you should be creating some of the icons through Bootstrap. So these are the Bootstrap icons which you will be getting here. So you can use different things to create different projects here through Bootstrap. So you can see we are getting this all stuff here in Bootstrap. So you can use different icons which we are getting here. But before using the icon, I want to show you what things you can use. Like you can create navbar using Bootstrap, and you can also create different buttons using Bootstrap. So you have to move here, and then you can see in introduction we are getting some of the things like download, content, browser and devices. So we will be not needing these all stuff. Just move on to the layout section, which is the first section which we are getting here. So I will be pressing this layout. In layout, you will be containing some of the containers which we needed here when we are using the Bootstrap here. And I think that it just helps you to make your thing responsive, and it helps you to just give some spacing through your container. So I think it is a really good thing, and I have used this thing in many of the other projects as well. You can see these are the media queries tag, which helps us to just make our thing responsive or make our thing for every device. So you can see we are getting all the codes here, but we will be not using these all codes because these all codes are really advanced level code, and these all codes are for CSS only. So we will be using Bootstrap codes here. So I will be just moving at the top, and I will be again moving to my burger menu here, and then I will be now moving on to my content. In content, you will be getting some of the things which we can use, like you will be getting native font stack, and these are the headings things which you can use in Bootstrap. Like if I write a heading tag, so you will be getting the same thing here. So I will be now copying this Bootstrap heading text which is written here. You can just select it and you can just write like this, write here H1 and paste the tag. Save it here, and then simply you have to reload, and you can see we are getting the Bootstrap heading written same as we are getting here with the same font. But if you remove this CDN link, so you will be not getting this font, you will be getting a random font which we get in every HTML file. So you can see we are getting this Bootstrap heading written, which is looking good. Now these are many other things which you can just create here through Bootstrap. Like you can create pre-formatted text here. Like pre-formatted text means like you can just create elements here, tables. You can create like these are the table formats which we are getting here. So you can create different tables, and if you want to create forms also, so you can create. You can see these are the form things which we are getting, but these are the random forms, or you can see these are the beginner level font which we are beginner level forms which we are getting here. So we will be not needing that. But before these all stuff, I want to show you single things which you can create through Bootstrap. So I will be moving on to my this, you can say, onto my burger menu, and then I will be moving on to the components here. After moving to components, you will be getting some of the components here which says that you will be getting alert button. So now for getting this buttons here, like we are getting this primary, secondary, success, danger, warning, info, light and dark buttons. For getting these all buttons, you can just do one thing. You can copy this code which we are getting here. So for copying this, you can just select this, or you can copy through the button which we are getting at the right side here. But I will be directly copying this, so it will be really waste of time if I just wait for that. And then you have to select it till here. So you can just move down and select till here. Okay, so I will be now selecting it like this. After selecting this, you have to just copy this and you have to paste same thing here. Now when you just paste this thing here, I will be now doing one thing. I will be saving this file here, and I will be reloading in my Bootstrap here. You can see now we are getting all the things like we were getting here in this Bootstrap like this. You can see. So here we are getting all the things working like a simple primary alert. So these are the colors which we can use. Like primary is the color which indicates the light blue, secondary is the color which indicates the light crimson color, success is the color which indicates the light green color at the background, and danger alerts, like danger indicates that we are getting a light red color, and warning indicates like we are getting light yellow, and info indicates like we are getting sky blue like this, and light indicates that you will be getting a light color of white, and dark indicates that you will be getting some of the dark with opacity low color. So these are the things which indicates different color here, and you can use these tags here to create different things here. So I've now created this, but now I will be removing this stuff here. So I will be pressing Ctrl Z to remove this, save it and reload, and you can see only we are getting Bootstrap heading again because I have removed that all stuff. Now I will be just doing one thing. I will be now moving on to my Bootstrap again, and you can see we are getting many of the things in our Bootstrap. Like you will be also getting these all pop-up menus if you want to create. So these are the pop-up menus. You can just copy this pop-up menu here and you can paste it here. After just pasting this pop-up menu, you can just paste it like this, and you can just save this. So remember, you have to save the file and then you have to reload it as well here, and you can see we are getting the same pop-up like we were getting here. Well done, or yeah, you successfully read this important alert message like this. And you can also write some other things here, like I can write here, like if I move on here in this well done, and if I write here like this, and then if I save it to excellent word, and I will be now writing this exclamation mark, and then I will be moving here, and then here you can erase this paragraph tag, and here you can write some other paragraph. So here I will be moving, and then I will be removing this paragraph from here like this. So you can see now I am removing this paragraph and writing a paragraph again, but this will be which I will be writing, the paragraph will be different here. So I will be now removing this all stuff like this. Now you can see. So now I will be writing here wow like this, and I will be writing you here. So I will be now just writing here like this. Now you have successfully created this form Then here I will be writing the text has been merged in this form. Keep going like this. I will be writing keep going as much you can for more success. Like this, I've just written a different text. Now I will be moving here as well in this p tag, and I can also change the paragraph here as well. So I will be now moving here till the last. So I will be moving till the last here, or you can just select this thing like this. After selecting, you can remove it. After removing, you can see we are getting the paragraph written here, and you can just write any other paragraph. So I will be now writing here like whenever. So I will be now writing here whenever you need the help, see the Bootstrap. So I will be now writing see the Bootstrap documentation, but remember to use, and I will be now writing here Bootstrap CD and link for more details. Now here you have to save it. After saving this thing here, I will be also writing full stop. Then save it and reload. You can see now we are getting different text here. We are now getting here, wow, you have successfully created this form. The text has been merged in this form. Keep going as much you can for more success. And now again in the second paragraph, we are getting whenever you need the help, see the Bootstrap documentation. But remember to use Bootstrap CD and link for more details. So we are getting all the text changed now because I have just changed the text and I have written the text which I want to write. So this is really good thing in Bootstrap. You can just paste the thing here and you can just change. You can do some changes in that thing and it will be yours thing, and you can just tell anyone that I have created this thing, but they don't know that you have created that. So it is really amazing thing and it is really good thing which we are getting in Bootstrap. You can do changes here, you can make your thing by your own self in a really short method, and you can also do some of the changes which you want to do. Like you can also change the color. If I want to change the background color here of this, so I can change it to like primary. I can write here primary like this. Save here, then reload. You can see now here the color has not changed because I have just used alert here as well. If I write here primary, then here also if I write primary, and now after writing this, if I move here in this role and here also I will be writing primary. Now if I save here and then reload, you can see now the color has gone and we are just getting the color of primary here. So this is really good thing which we are getting here, and I think that you can use these things in different projects. So it will really help you to just create these amazing projects here. So you can see now we are getting alert again, reload. You can see now we are getting the same color again at the background. So you can see you can do different things here in this file format, in this Bootstrap here. So it is really good library which you can use in HTML if you want to use, and you can also use it in CSS for doing things like responsive or any other thing like that. Now remove this div as well because we will be not needing this as well here. So I will be removing this div from here also. Then you have to save it and reload. So only we are getting Bootstrap heading again, which we have written at the start. Now I hope you understand like how you can just add additional content here when you are using Bootstrap. And now if I scroll down, so you will be getting some of the other tags, like we are getting triggers, methods, so you can use these all tags as well. And if you want to use events and some of the other descriptions, so you can use that as well. But now I think that this is the thing which you will be getting in alerts method here. So now move on to the other section which is called badge. Now if I move on to the badge section, in this badge you will be getting some of the badge headings here. So you can use these badge headings to just see that it is working or not. So for copying this badge heading, just you can select from H1 till H6 like this. After selecting this, you can just copy this here, and after copying you can paste this thing here like this. So I will be pasting it here on this Bootstrap heading. After pasting this here, you can press tab to just give some spacing from start on the second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So I will be giving a spacing by selecting this on press tab like this. Press Ctrl Z. Okay. So here I will be selecting it again, and I will be pasting the thing again which we have copied. And after pasting, you can see we are getting all the things working here. And now you can see we are getting the secondary written here. So I will be doing one thing. I will be making this tag again, create this tag and write in new like this, and then I will be now creating a close tag here as well like this. Now we have created this stuff, so I will be now giving a spacing from here. So just we have to now do like this, and then here I will be moving at the back and press tab to give a spacing here, and you can see now it is set and we have given the spacing from the back. You can see it is looking good. Now if I save this heading which we have written here by pressing Ctrl S, and then if I reload here, you can see we are getting the example heading, and we are also getting the new written which we were getting in the text here. You can see like this. Same we are getting here as well. But the difference, you can see that when I've written the text in H1, which is the same text of example heading, so you can see in H1 it is bigger, in H2 it is going smaller, in H3 it is more smaller, H4 more smaller, H5 again smaller, and in H6 it is really small text. You can see here. So these are the things which you can use. In heading, it is really compulsory. Like if you want to make any subheading, or if you want to make any like title heading, so you can use these H1, H2 tags, which helps you to create different headings with the bold text. So a heading tag is used when you want to make any text bold. You can also use the bold function in CSS if you want to make the text bold, but if you are using it as a heading, means if you are writing any heading, if you are writing any subtitle, title, so you can use H1, H2 tags there. So it helps you to create different tags with it helps you to create your text bold with not more bold like that. So it is really important thing here to use this H1, H2 tags, which helps you to create your text bold, and it also helps you to just indicate the user that it is your heading, and you can just see that it is heading, and the second which is written is a subheading like that. So that is really also a good thing. And now this is the notification tab which you can create here through Bootstrap as well. So now I can show you how you can create this notification tab. So for creating this, just you have to copy this notification tab here like I have written. So I will be now copying this notification tab from Bootstrap. Then you can paste it here. After pasting, just I will be removing the space from the back, save it here, and then move on to the Bootstrap file, and then reload. You can see we are getting a notification tab here, and you can also say it a notification button. It is. So in this notification button, we are getting 4. So when the user will pressing this button, so it will be showing you the all the notification which you are getting here in this button. So we are getting here 4 notifications. So when user will press this button, so he will be getting all the 4 notifications which he is getting. So this is a good thing, I think, and I think that if you just use these things, so it is really means these things really help you moving forward when you are just using that. So I hope you understand basically like how you can use these buttons. So you can use these different buttons in your projects as well. Like if you are creating application through HTML, CSS, you can use Bootstrap library there to create different buttons with different color effects. You can also use Bootstrap libraries in different website if you are creating, so that will giving you help in that as well. So I think that it is really good thing which you can use here, and it will be giving you really help when you are using these different projects here. So I hope you understand this notifications button, like how we can create this. So this was the thing which I want to show you. And now if I scroll down here, after this notification button, we are also getting a profile button. It is the same button, just you can make the button here as well. Like here you can just change this notification to profile. Here you can also create it manually by seeing that, and you can just create this badge light, just change this to 9, and then you can just do one thing, you can create another span tag down, and you can just give it the class as SR only like this, and then you can write here unread messages. So I will be now writing here unread messages. Save it here, move on to the Bootstrap, press reload, and you can see we are now getting here this as well, a profile button also. Now we are also getting 9 written here like we were getting here, and this we have created manually. I just changed the things here. I created the notification button, but now I've changed that button to manually into profile, and we are getting 9 written here, and we are also getting unread messages written here down in this span tag. So I think it is really good thing here which you can create when you are using applications, or when you are creating any websites or any other thing like portal or any other stuff. In dashboard also you can use these things. So I will be now pressing Ctrl C to get the notification section back here. So I will be now making it 4 and write here notification. Save and reload, and you can see now again we are getting notifications 4 written here. After moving down, you can see we are getting some of the button section here. These are the buttons which we are getting here, and these are the modifier classes of badge as well, which we says normally. So I will be now copying these badge primary sections, and then here I will be moving on to the button which we are getting here and paste it here. Then you have to simply do one thing, select this all the stuff and press tab to give a spacing from the front, and you can see now we are getting the spacing here. Just save it from here and then move to the file and press just reload. After reloading, you can see we are getting all the tags in a small tag, like we are getting primary written, secondary written here, success we are getting, danger, warning, info, light, dark. So that like this we are getting many of the badges here of different color effects. So these are the colors which we are getting here, like we are getting primary color, secondary color, success color, danger, warning, info color. Then we are also getting the light color which says the white color at the back. Then we are also getting the dark color which is looking good. So these are all the tabs which we are getting here, and these all tabs you can see looking really good. So I think that these are all the things which we are getting here in this project. So I hope you understand basically like how we are getting this stuff and how we can just use this. So I just want to show you that you can use it like this. So I hope you understand basically how you can use these things and how you can just work with that all stuff. So this is the example heading which we have just pasted at the start, and then these are the tabs, or you can say badges, which we have just pasted to show. So I can just show you the colors, like how different colors we are getting. So these are the colors which we are getting when we are using Bootstrap. So the blue color we says it to primary, and the grayish color we says it to secondary, and green color we says it to like success, and then the reddish color we says it to danger, and yellowish color we says to warning, and the light greenish color or green or blue mixed color we says it to info, and the light color which means that white light color, so with the opacity low, so we says it to light, and the dark color is obviously black with the low opacity, it is called the dark. So these are the different badges which we are getting, and through these badges you can also create different buttons. So moving forward, I will be also telling you how you can create different buttons using these amazing badges here. So I hope you understand basically how you can just use these badges to create different things. These are the free badges like that, and these are the links which you can use here. Same, this is just here you will be getting hover effect as well in these links if I show you. So you can just copy this here like this. We have copied. So I will be now pressing Ctrl C to copy, and in the place of span I will be pasting all these links here which we are getting. Press paste, and you can see now we are getting all the links here, and press save here, and then you have to move here and then reload. After reloading you can see we are getting the links here, but now the one thing is change in this links, like we are getting hover effect in this link with the low opacity, but in the previous badges which we have just pasted here, that were not having any hover effect, but now this links we are getting hover effect in these links, which is looking really good. So you can see how we are getting this. So I hope you understand basically how we are getting some links here and how we are just working with these links. So just like that you can use these links to work with. So I hope you understand basically how we are just getting these links and how we can just work with these all links here. So after getting these links, just I will be moving at the top there, and then I will be now just moving at the top from here, and then move on to the burger menu and move on to the breadcrumb this time, because now I hope you understand basically what are badges here and how you can use badges when you are using Bootstrap here. So now these are the breadcrumbs which you can use when we are working with CSS. So these all breadcrumbs are like navbar. When we create any navbar randomly, so we use these all stuff here. But the change in breadcrumbs is that like here you will be getting slash when you are writing any other text after the one text. But in navbar we don't get any slash here. We directly write second text after the first text, but here you will be getting the slash here written. So just you can now copy this section here by pressing Ctrl C, and then in the place of this here I will be pasting this, but I think that we should be pasting here in the place of rule, because now we have understand about badges here. So I will be now pasting this, and then you can just save this file here and then reload. After reloading you can see we are getting the breadcrumbs here like this, and you can see if I just show you by reloading here, so in by reloading you can see we are getting home written at the top, then with that we are getting home slash library here, then we are getting home slash library slash data, but you can see one thing change here, like we are getting active here, means we are getting home with the bluish color, we are getting library with the bluish color, but data is not in any color, it is only in light black color, which normally we get when we are using Bootstrap. And we are also getting the home written here with the light blue color, and we are also getting a hover effect in this of text decoration underline. And then if I write slash, so after slash we are not getting any color on the library here, it is normally light blackish color which we get. Then at the top as well in the home also we have just written light blackish color, which is looking good. So I think that this was the thing which I want to show you about breadcrumbs. So this were the basic breadcrumbs we are getting here. You can use active, and if I remove this active which is written here, and if I remove this active from here, and if I save and reload from here, so you can see we are now getting the home in dark color here. Now if I remove this active as well, so you will be getting library also in dark color. You can see it is also changed into dark black color, and the responsive effect which we were getting is now gone. So I will be now saving it here, and then you have to move here and remove the active from here as well. So data will be also changing into dark that data color.
if I reload, you can see now data has been changed into dark black color, and library also and home also. So like this, basically you can just use the active to just change into the active, and you can also use it to change into a light opacity black color like that. So I hope you understand basically how we can use active. You can write it again if you want to write. So here also I will be writing active. Move at the top, and here also I will be writing it to like active. Save it here, and then you have to reload, and you can see now we are getting again all the things changing into normally light black color with the low opacity here. Now I will be moving down, and you can see these are the changing the separator, but we will be not using this changing the separator because we use this in JavaScript, and we are not using JavaScript here. So basically these were some of the things which you can use in breadcrumbs here. This was the small thing, and this was a small tab in Bootstrap about breadcrumbs. Just many of the people use it when they are using anything like navbar, or they are creating navbar, different navbar you can just create using breadcrumbs here. And I think that it is a really good thing which you can just use to create different navbars here. Like you can create sidebar as well using it when you are just using media queries and keyframes to create anything like responsive. Like if you are creating any like website, so you can use this breadcrumbs as your sidebar. So when the user will directing means when we direct our user to our site, so user can use this amazing breadcrumbs to just see your sidebar and to see your navbar like that. Now if I move on to the other section which is called as button, so this is really important section, and you have to just see about this button, how we will be using button, basically what are buttons in just like in Bootstrap. So I will be telling you all the things about buttons. So basically these are some of the buttons which we are getting, like I'm telling you in the badge section as well. Like we are getting different badges here on our buttons on the different colors. Like primary is the light bluish color which indicates light blue, secondary indicates gray color, and like that we indicates different colors here which I'm telling you in the badge tag as well in the starting. So now I will be copying these all buttons which we are getting here. After copying these all buttons, you have to simply move here in this your just text editor, and you have to paste it here in the place of breadcrumbs. After pasting this thing, you have to simply give spacing from here. For giving spacing, just you have to select from the second till last. So I will be selecting from the second till last button. Then I will be now doing one thing, like I will be moving at the top again, and I will be copying these things again here, and I will be pressing tab here. After pressing tab, you can see now it is aligned perfectly here. After aligning this thing, you have to simply save this file and then reload here. After reloading, you can see we are getting every buttons here, and now we have to give some spacing from the top. So for giving the spacing, you have to move on to the styling file, and I will be just writing here like this, and I will be now just writing the padding, and I will be now writing the padding as 25 pixels. Save it here and then reload. So you can see now we are getting the padding here, and now you can change it to margin as well as 10 pixels. Save it here and reload. You can see now we are getting the margin as well, and if you want to just give some other spacing here, so you can also give it here. Like if you want to give 100 pixels, so you can just change it to 100 pixel, and you can see this moving down. So like this, we are getting all the buttons working. And now I will be doing one thing, like I will be moving on to this file here, and you can see we are getting the class here in our buttons. Like we are getting the BTN primary, BTN secondary, like this different colors. You can also change it to own colors like this if you want to change. Like if I write here BTN primary like this, and if I want to change it to like text color, if I want the text color to change it to black. Now save it here and then reload. So after reloading, you can see the text has not changed here because we have written BTN primary like this. But if I now write here BTN primary like this, save it here and then reload. So here you can see again we are not getting this. But if I change it to like BTN like this, simply save it here and then reload. So you can see now it is changed it to black color, this primary section. Now you can change it to different things as well. Like if you want to give padding here in this button, so I can change its padding to 25 pixel. Reload. You can see the button has been getting the padding of 25 pixels. So you can manually style your button as well if you want to style. You can set the background color as well in your button. Like if you want this primary color is not really good color for your button, so you can just set it to any other color as well. Like I can set it to crimson. Save it here and then reload. You can see now my button has been changed to same color in which we were getting danger because it indicates that it is a crimson color. Now if you want to change it to any other color, like if I write here sky blue, so it will be changing it to like some of the similar to info it will be. So you can see it is some of the similar to info here, like this. So this was the thing. And if I move down and if I want to change the color of my text, so I can change it to black and reload. You can see now we are getting the primary written here in black, and we are getting the hover effect of primary color with the white text here. You can see how good looking is that. You can also change the same thing for secondary as well. So if I write here secondary, and in secondary if I just write here background color, and in background color I will be changing it to like green, like this, green yellow. Then you have to save it here and then reload. You can see we are getting the green yellow color, and I will be also changing the text to black. Save it here and reload. You can see now we are getting the primary written here with the black color, and the background we are getting of like sky blue, and then in secondary we are getting the green yellow color at the back, and we are also getting our text written in black color, but when we are hovering we are getting original color of them, which is looking good. You can also change the hover effect if you want to change, but now I will be only telling you the beginning thing which you can do in your button. So you can also change the color of success like I'm telling you about these two. So this was the similar thing, and if you want to change the hover effect as well, so you can write here btn dash primary, and I want to change the hover effect here, so I will be writing hover, and in hover effect I want that only opacity should be changing into 1. Then save it here and reload, and then if I hover you can see the opacity is being changing into 1, but we are not getting the things working here. So for changing the things you can get right here background color should be changing into like black, and we should get the border as one big solid white. Then you have to save it and then reload. And if I hover on this, you can see we are getting the background changing into black, and we are getting the border in white. But we are getting only 1 pixel. If I change it to 100 pixels, so you will be getting the 100 pixel border at your buttons. You can see now we are getting the 100 pixel border on our buttons when I am hovering on this. So you can see it is really good looking. So now if you want to change its border to 1 pixel solid white, and I want that my background should be changing into transparent. Save it here and reload, and then if I hover on this you can see the text is also not changing. So I will be now writing here black, and then I will be moving down and changing my color to black. Save it here and then reload. So if I reload, then you can see now we are getting a beautiful hover effect on our button with the like we are getting the border is changing into black, you can see. So you can use these different things here, and if you want to remove the border you can also remove that as well. You can write here border should be none. Save it here and reload. So you can see the border has been removed, and we are getting border should be none. And if I want to remove the border on from the all the buttons, so you can write here just a tag called button, and then you can write here outline none, border none, like this. Save it, reload, and you can see in all the buttons we are getting the border removed, but in only secondary we are getting the border because I've written the border here. So I will be moving here, and I will be now changing this border to like here. I will be now removing this border as well. So now for removing you can just change it to like this, and here I will be now changing, and I will be removing this as well. Then you have to save this thing and reload. So you can see now we are getting the same thing, and the border has been removed from here as well, and you can see how good looking is this. So these are the things which you can use manually when you are using buttons, when we are using buttons in Bootstrap here. So if I move on to my buttons section again, and you can see these are the buttons, and now if I show you these buttons which we use when we are using this as file, so I will be moving here, and then I will be removing all the things from here. Save it, then you have to move in the main file, and then you have to copy these codes here, and these are the buttons which we use when we are using link or we are creating any form. So we use these buttons here, and when we are creating any calculator, so we can use this reset button there as well. So it is really important, or you can say it is really good thing which we can use in our HTML, CSS or JavaScript file as well. So it provides you help, and you don't want to create extra codes here, so you can use these libraries when if you want to just create buttons through these libraries, and if you just like the buttons of this library, so you can use that. So I will be now copying these buttons here which we are getting by pressing Ctrl C. So I will be now moving here, press Ctrl C to copy these buttons. After copying you have to move here in this file, and then you have to paste it here. After pasting this you have to now simply do one thing, move at the back, and then you have to press backspace here, save it here, and then reload. Okay, so I will be moving here and then reloading it here. So after reloading, if I show you, we are getting all the buttons. You can see link button, import, submit, reset. But one thing is not good, we are not getting spacing from the top. So simply for getting the spacing you have to write HTML again and give your padding as 20, or you can say 30 pixels. Save it here and then reload. After reloading you can see we are getting the spacing from the top, or if you want to get more spacing you can change it to 40, reload, you can see now we are getting 40, and you can write 100 directly reload. So we are getting the 100 pixel padding here. Save and reload like this, and if I write here 50, reload, and you can see now it is good. So we are getting all the buttons here, like we are getting link button, which is the smaller button here, button we are getting, then we are getting the input here, submit, and we are also getting the reset button. And we are getting the hover effect in these buttons of light opacity low, or you can say a light blackish color on our background, which is looking really good. So this is really good thing which we are getting on our buttons with the hover effect. So you can also manually style these buttons, which I am telling you in the previous section as well. So for its styling, you have to just see the class of the button. So we are getting the class here as button primary. So now if you want to style, so all the buttons are in the primary color. So if I write here BTN primary like this, so all the buttons will be styling. If I write here, so if I now change my color to black, so you will be seeing that all the buttons we are getting here, their text color will be changing into black. Reload, you can see now all the buttons are in black color, means all the button text has been changed into black color. Only hover effect we are getting the white color, you can see. So it is really good thing which we are getting. Now I want the background color of every button should be also changed to the similar color which I want, and it should be crimson. Save it here and reload. You can see now the background has been changed into crimson, and I want that the color should be again changing into white text color. Reload, you can see the text color has been changed into white again, and now I want that hover effect will be different here in all the buttons. So I will be now getting my hover effect, like I want that in hover effect I should be getting a transition of 0.9s, or you can say 0.8s, and I want that border should be changing it to 1 pixel, and I will be now just writing 1 pixel solid sky blue, and my text will be changing into, my text color will be changing into black. Save it here and reload. And after reloading, if I just show you, you can see when we are hovering on this, so we are getting a beautiful transition hover effect. But one thing is not good here, we are getting the border here, but I want that border effect should not be coming here. So for getting it, you have to move here, and then you have to write here background should be transparent, and I will be now just writing here border none, and I will be also writing here outline none. Save it here and reload. Now you can see border has been gone, and when I will be hovering on my button, you can see we are getting a hover effect here, which is looking good. Now I will be closing this, and because of that we are not getting reload. Now if I hover, you can see we are getting a beautiful transition effect on our buttons, and we are also getting a beautiful hover effect. You can see how good looking is this, and we are getting the border in sky blue, and we are also getting our text changing to black, you can see. So these are the things which you can do manually to style your buttons. So you can just copy codes from here, and you can style manually you want to style here. So now these are the different buttons with the different things which we are getting here. So you can use these buttons as well. So now we have understand about these primary buttons, how you can use and how you can change it manually into your own color effect. Now I will be copying these buttons as well from here by pressing Ctrl C. So I will be moving here to check all the button has been copied or not. Then press Ctrl C to copy this button section, and then I will be moving on to my main file and pasting all these sections here. Paste this, and you have to now save this by pressing Ctrl S. After saving this thing, you have to now move on to the main file and reload. So now you can see we are getting all the stuff working. Now I want that it should be also changing into a different color, because I think that this is not really good looking here. So I will be now moving on to my section here, but before that you can see we are getting BT and outline dark. So we have to define that here. So I will be moving here. Just don't remove this padding, and after this padding we have written all these text, so I will be removing that. Only I will be not removing the padding written here. Now we are getting here BT and outline primary. So I want that this should be not having the outline of primary. So for writing this, you have to write BT and outline primary like this, which is our class. And after writing this, you can now change it to, like, I will be now writing here color of text should be changing into black, and I want that here I should be getting the background of any other color which should be like yellow. Then you have to save it and reload. So you can see now we are getting the yellow color here on the background, and we are getting the button here. But I want that it should be changing into black, because white color is not getting on the yellow. Reload. Now you can see we are getting the yellow color here, but we are also getting the hover effect. Now I want that border should be none here. So I will be writing here border none, outline should also be none. Then I will be saving it and reload. You can see now we have removed the border and the outline from the back. Now if you want to change the hover effect, you can also get the hover effect here, but I want that here all the things are same. So just I want that background should be transparent, text should be black, and I want that here the border. Okay, the border should be also black. Remove this border and outline from here. Then you have to just close this, save it and reload. You can see now we are getting the primary written here, and we are getting border at the black, and we are also getting the text in black. Now I should be giving here the BT and outline primary again, and I will be giving it the hover effect. I want that in hover effect the background should be changing into crimson color, and I want that the border should be changing into none. Outline should also be none. Just I want that transition should be 0.5s. Save it and reload. Then if I just show you, you can see now when I'm hovering on this, so we are getting a beautiful crimson color with no border, and it is looking really good. Or you can also remove the border if you want that border should be not here. So I will be removing this reload, and you can see now we are getting the hover effect on the background, which is of like crimson color, and we are getting the border also with the blackish color. So you can see it is looking really good. So I think that like this you can just style these buttons here if you want to style. So now we have to style the button which is called as light, because you can see this light button is not showing here. So now you can use this BT and outline and light you can write. Then here I will be writing this color, and just I will be changing its color to black. Save it. Then you have to reload, and you can see now we are getting the light here. And now I will be changing the border as well. And in border I will be now writing here 1 pix solid, and I will be now writing here to like red. Save it. Then you have to reload. You can see now we are getting the red border here, and now I will be writing the like hover effect as well on this button. For getting the hover effect, you can write this hover, and in this hover I can just change it to like if I want to write the back border. So I will be now writing here border 1 pix solid black, and I will be now changing the text also. So I will be writing the color of text should be black. Same. Reload here, and then you have to now just save it and reload. Now if I hover on this, you can see we are getting the border changing into black, and we are also getting the background of light white color. So like this, now we are getting this light button also looking good. So you can just style these buttons here randomly, which I have shown you. So these are the things which you can do when you are using Bootstrap here. So I hope you understand basically how you can style the buttons when we are using Bootstrap here as our main file. Now I will be just moving on to my button tag, and I will be removing all that stuff, means all the buttons which we are getting here. So for removing this, you have to select these buttons and you have to remove this. Then move on to the button section here, and after moving to the button section, these are the sizes button, and in this sizes button you can just see we are getting the large button. You can change the button to large, and you can also change the button to small. So for doing that, I will be showing you how you can do. First of all, you have to just copy this large button here, and then you have to paste it here. Save it simply. After saving, I will be moving on to my styling file and removing all the codes here because all the button has been removed. And then I will be now just removing this, save it here, move here, save, and then reload. You can see now we are getting large and large button here. So these are the two large buttons we are getting, and you can style these buttons as well. You can write here different text in your button. Like if I want to write here no large button, if I write here read more, and then down if I write here learn more, like we write in every site when we are creating here, when we want to create any blog site or any other things like that. Reload, you can see now we are getting a read more button, and we are also getting a learn more button. And you can also see one thing, like when I'm writing the text, so it is making the button bigger with the size of the text. Like if my text size is bigger, if I write a big text like this randomly, if I write a text like this, and you can see that when I've written this text, so you can see my button width has been increases by itself. But when we are creating button manually, so when we write a big text, so button width does not increase by itself, means it does not increase automatically. We have to increase that through the big tag which we can use in CSS file. But when you are using Bootstrap as your library, and when you are creating button through Bootstrap, so when you will be writing any text, it will be creating your button bigger with the text size. You can see you don't have to manually increase the width, it will be automatically increasing the width with your size. So it is really good thing which I understand about Bootstrap here. So I will be now writing here read more like this again, save it here and reload to get the button again perfect. So you can see now we are getting the read more and learn more button, which is looking really good. Now you can style these buttons here as well. And now I want to tell you about one thing, like how you can change these buttons to small. So we have copied the link of large buttons, but through this large button, you can also change your buttons into small. So for changing buttons into small, you will be thinking that I will be decreasing the size of this button through CSS, but I will be not doing that. Just I will be moving on to this BT and LG, and I will be writing SM here. In the place of LG, I will be writing SM. LG means large and SM means small. So here also I will be writing SM. Save and reload. You can see now your button has been changed into small. So basically this is the thing which you can use in Bootstrap to create your buttons in small size and to create your buttons in your large size. So this is the automatic way, or this is the manual way which you can use, and it is also the easiest way which you can use to create your buttons in the small size and in the large size. So you can use the LG here, which means large, and SM means small. Reload. You can see now we are getting the LG, which is now changed in our large. So we are getting the button in large again, which says that read more, learn more, like this, and it is looking good. So basically this is the thing which I want to show you here. So I hope you understand basically how you can just use these things and how you can work with that. So now here I will be now telling you that how you can style these buttons. So simply you have to do the similar way which we have done in the previous buttons here. So you have to just write here BTN primary, and then you can just change it to any color you want. So I can just change it to like background color, and you can write in any color you want to change here. So you can also use the gradient colors as well in your buttons. Like you can write here, like I will be now writing here golden yellow like this. If I write this golden dot color and reload, you can see now my button has been changed into golden dot color, and I want that my text color should also be changing into black, because white text is not really good looking on this color, and you can see my text color has been changed into black, and I want that the border should be none from the back. Or if you want that the border should be changing into any other color, you can write 1 pixel or any color name, and then you can write solid and close the red. Then I will be reloading this page, and you can see the border has been done here. And now I will be moving on to this learn more button, which is the BTN secondary button. So I will be writing here BTN secondary, and I will be now just doing one thing. I will be writing the background color here as well, and now I will be writing like gold color here, and then I will be writing the text color to black, and I will be now writing here the similar thing like border should be none. So you will be seeing that all the buttons, means all these two buttons will be getting the same effect. Reload, and you can see we are getting like yellowish color here, which is not the yellowish, it is says the gold color, and then we are getting the read more. In read more we are getting a golden dot color. You can see in both buttons we are getting a different color, but the different text, but we are getting the same text color, you can see, and it is looking good. You can also give some of the hover effect in your buttons if you want to get. Like I will be now changing the dot BTN. So I will be writing a dot BTN primary, and you can write here hover like this. Then you can just change the hover to like border. I want the border should be changing into 1 pixel solid black, and I want that background should be changing into transparent, which we have done in the previous buttons as well. And I want that transition should be changing into 0.6s. Move down and write here BTN secondary, and here I want that the hover effect should be of border, and I want that it should be 1 pixel solid, and I will be now writing here crimson. Then I will be writing here background should be transparent, and I will be writing the same thing here, which will be transition, and then in the transition I will be writing 0.6. Just save this button here as well. Reload, and if I hover on this, you can see we are getting a beautiful hover effect, but we are not getting our text here. Text is not showing. So for getting the text, we have to simply do one thing, like I will be moving on to this primary button here, which we are getting, and I will be now writing the color into black. So I will be writing the text color black. Here as well I will be doing the same thing like text color black. So after getting that all stuff, you have to simply reload, and you can see if I hover on this, we are getting a beautiful effect on our like we are getting a beautiful hover effect on our buttons, and you can see it is looking really good. So basically like this you can just use these all things here. So I hope you understand basically how you can just use these primary secondary buttons here, and I hope you understand basically how you can just use it. So we are getting a hover effect which we have done manually. So like this you can get the hover effect on your buttons, and like this you can add the hover effect on your buttons. So basically I hope you understand how you can add different hover effects on your buttons through Bootstrap. So this was the thing which I want to show you. Now we have understand about these primary secondary buttons, and now we have also understand how we can change in the easy way how we can change our button into large and small size. So here I will be removing this button tag from here now, and I will be using a different tag here. Now we have just understand about the button. So this is the same button here, just you can use this and you can change the text into block level button and block level button here as well. These are the primary links button, and these are the disabled buttons here. So just you can use the disabled buttons by writing the disabled state, which we are getting here like this. Buttons are same, just we can write this disable to disable your buttons here, and user cannot use these buttons if you have disabled it. And simply here as well we are getting the disabled buttons here. And then these are the button plugins, toggle states. You can use these toggle states here, check button. These are the radio buttons and active radio buttons. So you can use this as well. So now I hope you understand basically what are buttons, how you can use buttons in Bootstrap. So this was the thing about buttons. Now I will be moving on forward to like button group. What are button groups here? So button groups are same like button, just here you can change into button group. Group means like you can group 3 buttons with one button. Like I just like you can just see these 3 buttons here. These are 3 buttons, different 3 buttons. We are getting different hover effect on these 3 buttons, but these are combined with one button. So like this you can use this button group here. So for copying this button group, you can just copy, you can select it from close div, from start div to close div, and then you can copy this, and here you have to paste this. You can see now we have just pasted our first button group here, and I will be saving it and reloading, and you can see we are getting a same effect here because we have not removed this from here. So I will be now moving in this file, and I will be removing this thing which we are getting here, because now I was just showing you only for example how you can just change your button colors manually if you want to change it if you don't like the color. So I will be reloading, and you can see we are getting same things which I was just showing you, left, middle, right. These are the button groups which we are getting here, and all these 3 buttons are combined with one button, and it is looking really good. So basically like this you can just use these button groups here. So now you can see we are getting the left button here designed, the middle button we are getting the design, and we are also getting the right button design here, which is looking good. So this was the thing, and we are also getting the left, middle, right, which is looking good. You can change it, you can change the hover effects here of this button if you want to change, like if you want your button group should be changing into any other group, so you can also do that. So for doing that you have to simply write here button group, and you can just now move down and you can create different things here. So you can use BTN secondary here as well, and you can also use the button group to just style this button here as well. Like if I write here padding 10 pixel on this button group, reload, so you will be getting the padding here on this button group, like this we are getting here, and it is looking very amazing. So just now here if I show you, so you can see we have just done this here, like I was just telling you that how you can just use button groups, and we were just styling these button groups here. So for styling the button groups here, you have to move in this section. So we have created the class of button group here, and now I'm also given the padding on this button group as 10 pixel to check it is working or not. So this class is working here, and if I change it to 100 pixel to check again it is working or not by reloading it, you can see now it is moving down, means that its padding is also working here. Now here if you want to just change the color effects of this button, you have to move here into the main file, and you can see we are getting the class as BTN secondary. So for writing that you have to write here BTN secondary, and now we have to style this like this. So now, so just here if I show you, so you can see till here we have just done, and I was just telling you about like what is button, or you can say BTN secondary here. So now we'll be starting with that and seeing that basically what is BTN secondary and how we can just use it here. So I just now written here BTN secondary like this, and now when you want to use this BTN secondary here, like in the previous part I was just telling you that how you can style these buttons here. So same thing you can use with BTN secondary here, because when we have just pasted these all buttons, you can see we are just getting the classes here as BTN secondary. So now we will be using BTN secondary as our class by writing this dot here. So I will be now moving with this curly bracket down, and here I will be defining the color. So you can just set any of the background color here in this file. So you can just set it to like, I can write here background color as black if I write, and now if I just save it here and show you, so you can see now the background has been changed into black here, and we are getting the hover effects here like this of the dark color, you can see. So it is like this, and you can see it is looking really good. And when I change the background color to black, so all the 3 buttons has been changed into black, because in all the 3 buttons we are getting the same class of BTN secondary, and because of that all the button has been changed into the same color which I have written in the BTN secondary tab. Now here you can also change the color of text, like I'm now getting the text color which is white, and I think that it is perfect. But if you want to change the text color into any other color, you can also do that. Like if I write here color, and if I change it to crimson, and by writing this crimson, if I save here and reload, so you can see now we are getting it in the crimson color. Our text has been changed into crimson color, but when I'm hovering on my text, so you can see my text is changing into white color. So this was the thing which I want to show you. Here you can do different changes manually in these sections. So here I've changed the color into crimson. You can also do one thing, like if you want that this color should not be changed into crimson, it should be randomly white, which is at the start, and now you want that the hover effect should be changed. So I will be now writing here btn secondary, then I will be writing hover, and then I want that in hover effect the background color should be changed into crimson, and with that I want that the color of text should be changed into white, and I want it should be changed with the transition of 0.6 which we have written in many other like classes as well. So I will be now saving it and I will be reloading here. After reloading, if I show you by hovering on that, you can see we are getting a beautiful transition hover effect with 0.6s transition, and when I'm hovering on this, so we are getting the white hover effect at the back here as well in the middle button, and on the right side also we are getting the same hover effect, and our text is in simply white which we have written here. So this was the thing which I want to show you basically, and you can see how good looking is this. We are getting the hover effect on the back button. So I hope you understand basically what are button groups and how to use these button groups here from start. So one button is called button toolbar. So now I will be also telling you what is button toolbar here. When you are using it, also comes in button group, but this is called as toolbar because it is called as toolbar because it is having numbers, and when anything is having number with the group button, so it means that it is a toolbar. So now I will be showing you how we are getting this toolbar. So simply I will be now copying this toolbar here by pressing Ctrl H. Just remember to copy this from start to end. By pressing copy, just you have to now paste it in the place of this button group because I will be not needing this now. I will be now saving this here. After saving, just I will be moving on here and reloading. You can see we are getting this, but one thing is not good. We are getting all that stuff, so I will be removing these all things here. So I will be now selecting this here, and you can see now these all things has been removed. So I will be now saving this and reload. You can see we are getting here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 like these all number values, which is called as button toolbar. Now here in this button also we are getting the same class as btn secondary. If I show you, you can see we are getting the same class at btn secondary, but in 1 2 3 4 we are getting btn group mr2, which is the class as btn toolbar, and in a second button in which we are getting 5 6 7 in which we are getting the same class, but we are getting the role as group because at the top we are getting the role as toolbar, here we are getting role as group, and down we are getting the different class as btn group, and I've written in role group, and the btn name is 8, which is the last value. So like this we are getting these button groups. So now you can use different button groups here to style these all stuff. Like if I want that btn, I should be using btn secondary to change the effects of these buttons. So you can write here btn secondary, and then if I want to change the background color of this button, so I can write here background color, and I can change it to any other color I want. So I can change it to like sky blue, and I want that my color text should be changed into black because sky blue is a light color, and on light color we should be getting the dark color of the text. So I will be now reloading it, and you can see on the sky blue color we are getting the dark black color of our text, which is looking good. And I want one thing that on my buttons border should be gone. So I've written now border should be none. Reload, and you can see the border has been removed from here. Only we are getting the hover effects on our button toolbars, which is looking really good. And if I want that my hover effect should also be changed, so I will be simply writing here dot btn secondary, and I will be writing here before, or you can say hover. Then I will be now moving down, and here I want that the hover effect should be changed into background color, and I will be now just writing here a different background color of crimson. Then I want the text color should be changed into white. Save it here, and then if I hover on this, you can see we are getting that, but I have not reload. Now if I reload, you can see we are getting the hover effect which I have written, one in which we are getting the white text and the background has been changed into crimson, and in all buttons we are getting the same hover effect like we were getting in the first button here. So this is the button toolbar, and I hope you understand basically how you can style button toolbar as well. So just now I'm telling you from start how you can do this and how you can style button toolbar here. So now like this we are getting different buttons here. We are also getting button toolbar with input, so you can also use these stuff here, but these are the same thing, and these are the sizes button. You can use these sizes button to just use different sizes like we were using this button here at the start. So this is the same thing here, but the difference is that you can change sizes here in this button. So it is really good looking. Like at the top we were changing, so you can use SM, like I've telling you, you can use SM to change your button in small, and you can choose, and you can use LG to change your button in large. So like this you can do that. And in nesting we are getting these all drop down menus. You can see these drop down links we are getting, and we are also getting 1 2 written here, which is looking good. Then these are all the drop down menus buttons. So I will be now copying this copying this to show you the drop down menu button here which we are getting by pressing Ctrl C, and then I will be moving down and pasting it here. Then you have to save it, and you can see if I just show you while reloading here on my page, you can see we are getting these all buttons working here. And now if I press this drop down menu, so you will be also getting the drop down menu working here. So here we are getting all these drop down menus. You can also change it to like, I can change it to pages, and then I want that this one too should be changing into any other text. So I will be writing here home, about, then save it here and reload. You can see we are getting home, about, pages, and now when you will be pressing this pages, so you will be getting the drop down menus here, and here I will be writing page 1. Then you have to move down and change it to page 2, so you can just get these all 2 links. So now save it here and reload. So you will be getting these all pages section, in which you will be getting all the pages here. Like we have just written 2 drop down menus, so you will be getting only 2 drop down menus here with the pages section. So like this, basically you can create this. So I hope you understand basically how you can just create a simple button. You can say nesting, simple button nesting when we are using Bootstrap here. Now these are the vertical variations. You can also use these vertical variations here, but these are all comes in buttons, so we will be not using that. So now I hope you understand basically what are button groups, how we can use it. Now I will be moving on to other section which is called as card. Now I will be telling you basically what are cards and how you can use the card. Basically card is used when we want to write any blog, like when you are making any blog site, and if you want that, you should be creating a thing of card in which you can write your blog, and somebody, if they want to read your blog, so they can press a button which is called as read more, and then somebody can read that card. So simply you can create card here. Now if I just copy this card image which we are getting here, and if I place this card here in the place of this which we have just written here, so I will be now doing one thing. I will be selecting this fill here and paste it. Now our card has been here, paste here, so I will be saving it and reloading. You can see we are getting the card here which says that card title, some quick of these all stuff. Now you can change it to card title as blog 1. I will be writing here blog 1, and then I will be writing a simple text here which is the random text which we write. So I will be now just writing here like this. So I will be moving here, and then I will be removing these all stuff like this. So you can see now I have just removed this here, and I will be now writing here this is a, so I will be writing this is a blog 1 template, and if somebody's, so I will be now writing here if somebody want to learn more about this amazing blog 1, so they can reach to us through this. I will be writing through this read more button. Thanks. So I will be writing like this. Now if I write here and save and reload, you can see we are now getting a tag which says that this is a blog, and I've written here that this is a blog 1 template, and if somebody want to learn more about this amazing blog 1, so they can reach to us through this read more button. Thanks, like this. Now I want this go somewhere button which we have written, I can change it to any other button. Like I want to change it to read more. So I will be writing here save, and then you have to move here and reload. You can see we are now getting here read more button like this, and we are getting the hover effect. Now I want we should also get one image. I have not put any image here, and Bootstrap also does not put any image. You have to put the image by your own self. So I can download one image here. Like I will be writing here blog image, save, and then you have to move on to the images, and then you will be getting some of the images. You can download any one image like this one. I will be downloading on my downloads. Save it, and when you just download this image, just I will be moving on to my downloads here where I download my image. After moving here, you have to simply copy the link of this image, go to the properties and copy this link. Now this file is in JPEG. If I show you, you can see we are getting here written JPEG file. Now I want to see the format of JPEG, so you can see we are getting .jpeg like this. Now I will be moving here, and then I will be pasting the URL of my image. Then I will be now writing a download .jpeg. Now one format of the image is as JPEG like this, and one format of the image is as JPEG. Now remember to check this how your JPEG is looking. Like my JPEG is here, which is written as JPEG, and one format is like here also it is written .jpeg, but one format is as JPG. So you will be getting, if you are getting not this E, so remove this E and only write JPG because it is a JPEG image. So here I will be now saving it and reload. You can see now we are getting this block 1 image here, and it is looking good. Like this, you can use different templates here. If I move here on my VS Code again like this, And if I want, I should create another block. So for creating the block, simply you have to move down after this card, write here class as card, and simply have to write the same thing like style as width 18 rem, which we have written. Then simply you can create this image. So I will be now writing here image. Just I will be not writing here. Now here I will be writing div class as card body, and then you have to move down, create h5 as class, and I will be now writing here card text. Then I will be creating as block 2, and then you have to create tag as class, and I will be now writing here text. So I am just showing you how you can create it manually, and then I will be writing this is a block 2. So I will be writing this is a block 2 template, and if somebody want learn more about this, so I will be now writing here this amazing block 2, so they can reach to us through. So I will be now writing here through this read more button. X. Save it here, and then you have to just reload. So you can see now we are getting a block 2 here, but we are not getting any image. So for getting the image, just you have to move here, and then I will be now changing this source to a images tag. So here I will be now moving to my VS Code, means to my Google Chrome again, and after moving to the Google Chrome, so by mistake, here it is. So after moving to the Google Chrome here, simply you have to do one thing like I will be now writing here blog image again. Then I will be moving on to the images, and after moving to the images, or you don't have to use the image, I will be using the same image here which we have used. So I can only show you the difference which we are making here. So I will be now copying this here by pressing Ctrl C, and then you can see we are getting the class as card image top. So I will be also giving it the class. So I will be now writing here class card image top. Now I will be moving here and pasting the link which we have copied here, save it, and then reload. You can see now we are getting the image here in this block 2, and we are getting it down. Now for designing this block 2 here, you have to just move on to the style file, and first of all we have to check what class we are having. So we are having the class as card. So I will be moving here and creating dot card here, and I will be now writing here padding left as, and I will be now writing here 50 pixels. Save it here, then reload. So you can see now we are getting it like this, but I will be now removing this, and you can see we are getting these all cards here. Save it and remove this second card which we are getting here like this. Save it here, then reload, and you can see we are getting the block 1 here written. So you can see how good looking is this. So we are getting the card with the read more button. You can also change the read more button to learn more button as well. Like if I want to change it to read more to learn more. Save it here and then reload. You can see now the button has been changed to learn more as well. So there are different ways you can change manually the block, or in any of the section you can do that. So this was the card which I want to show you. You can use card as a blog as well. So now I will be telling you how you can just use the title, text, and links here. So like this, you can use the title, text, and link. This is the card title, which here you can write. Then you can write here the card subtitle, and you can also just write here some of the paragraph text about it, and you can also add their button which says that card link, another link. But here obviously we make buttons, but if you don't want to create any button here, so you can also directly create any link with any name here. So now if I scroll down, so these are the images with text, so you can put these all things as well. Then these are the groups, you can use these groups as well. Then these are the featured things you will be getting here. So these all will be just disabled, and you can only get this featured here, means their user is on this. So like this you can just see. Now if I scroll down, so this is the kitchen sink which you will be getting here, and you will be just now getting here mix and match multiple content types to create the card you need or throw everything in there. And then you will be also getting shown below our image styles, blocks, text style, styles you will be getting, and you will be also getting a list of group in all which will be wrapped with a fixed width card. And then you will be also getting here the card title. So this was the card title which I want to show you here, and then these are the some images, or you can say some text which we are getting, and this is the card link and other link we are getting here. And then if I scroll down, so these are the, you can say the classes which we are getting here, like div class card, and we are also getting a width of 18 rem in this card class, and we are also getting one image source here which is saying that class as card image top. Now we are also getting a div class as card body, and we are getting here h5 card title, and you can also set this. Then this is the header and footer text, so you can also use this header and footer here if you want. Like this is the special title treatment which you will be getting here in this amazing text below as a natural lead into additional content you will be getting here. Then you will be also getting here like with cart, like you will be getting the uh, means all the codes about how you can create this section here. Just you can create it through this code, so you can just copy this code and paste it on your VS Code, and then your Bootstrap will be moving on and working like this. So I hope you understand this. And this is the code section in which you can put some of the codes of the famous poet. Here you can put that, and this is the code how you can create this. And this is the featured section in which you will be getting all the featured items. And again, this is the same thing here, just the text has been changed, the card title and the button which I'm telling you here. And then if I scroll down, this is the navigation bar. You can see from here you can change different navigations here. So this is a good thing, you can copy this thing here. So I will be now copying this thing from start to end by pressing Ctrl C, and I will be moving here in this card, and I will be pasting this here in this card, because now we have understand what is card and how we can use it. Paste this thing here and you have to save directly here. After say we move on to the main file and reload, you can see we are getting this here active and we are getting the link disabled. So this is a disabled, and we have used the disabled you can say disabled text to disable this. You can see now we are getting here disabled written. After getting this disabled, we are also getting go somewhere button, which is looking good, and we are also getting special title treatment here. Then we are also getting the paragraph written with supporting text below as a natural lead into additional content like this. Now here we are getting card body. In the card body we are getting the card title here, and here you can change into any other title as well. Like I will be writing here my name, and I will be now just moving here, and I will be just changing the text here, and I will be changing the text into another thing. So I will be now writing here the text as, here I will be writing like I am a good and professional front end developer with, so I will be now writing here with 3 years of experience in this field. Now save it here, and then if I reload, you can see I'm now getting here my name, and I'm also getting here I am a good and professional front-end developer with 3 years of experience in this field. So you can see we are getting this text which I have written here. So you can write different text here if you want to write. I have just telling you how you can write a text here. So this was the example text which I have written, but you can write any other text as well if you want. Then we are also getting here a button as go somewhere. You can change this button to any other button name as well. Just you can say the things will be same, just you can change the name here. So like here we have written go somewhere, I can change it to any other name. Like I can write here read mode. Like at the top we have also written this thing. Then if I reload, you can see now it is changed into read mode. You can also change it to any other text, like if I write here learn mode. So if I write like this, save it here and then reload, so you can see now I've changed it to learn mode. So basically like this you can do these different things here and you can change it. So basically I hope you understand how you can just use this like Bootstrap here from the start. So I hope you understand basically what is Bootstrap and how we can use Bootstrap when we are using HTML, CSS as our front end languages. And basically Bootstrap is really main thing when we are using HTML and CSS. Means it is not really compulsory to use Bootstrap, but I think that it is really good thing. It helps you to create different things here, and it also helps you to create your website or your application in short period of time, because it provides you all the codes which I have already made. Just you have to do some changes in that code and create it by your own self, but all the functions and all the color effect which is given it by Bootstrap. So it is really good thing here if you can use this Bootstrap to create different websites, applications, and it provide you different other things as well. Like it will be also showing you, like it will be providing you navbar as in responsive as well, and it will be also providing you navbar for every device as well. So it is really good thing. It will be also providing you sidebar also. So I think that Bootstrap is really good thing if you are using it in HTML and CSS as a front-end library, because it provides you all the starting codes here. Just you have to do some of the changes in that code and make it by your own self. So now I hope you understand basically what are cards and how we can use cards in our files. So like this we can use the cards here. But if I scroll down in the last, so I can just show you, you can see these are the card columns and these are the card images which we can use, or which many of the people use when they are working with this. So basically like this you can use these card images and you can use these cards, different cards in your file. So just I hope basically you understand how we can use. So these are the different color cards. This is the primary, secondary, success, danger, warning card, and then info, light, and dark card. So these are the color cards here. You can just write any of the text, you can write the color of the card, and you can move on to work with this. So like this you can use the cards. Now I will be showing you what is navigation bar, how you can use navigation here. So basically this is the nav bar here. I will be moving on to this nav bar icon. Yeah, I think that some error is coming in my internet, because of that it's not working. So just now I will be moving here, and you can see now it will be working. Reload. So here I will be now moving at the back. Okay. So I will be opening my Bootstrap website again. So I will be now writing here Bootstrap. Move on to the introduction. Okay. So if I move on to any other browser like Opera, I will be moving on to. So I will be now just moving here, and then I will be removing this and writing here YouTube. Okay. So I will be removing this as well. Right here Google. Then I will be searching here Bootstrap CDS. Press enter. This is the introduction. Move on here. So I will be now moving on to the introduction. It is working. So my Google Chrome is not working. It is having some errors. So I will be now only showing you the interface which we are getting here. So I will be now, I move on here, and then I will be moving on to the navigation bar, which is on layout. Okay. So I will be moving on to the components, and then you have to move on to the navigation bar, which is called as nav bar. You can see this is the nav bar which we are getting. So you will be having different nav bars here. Like this is the nav bar. This is the beginning nav bar which we are getting, and every beginner use this nav bar when they are working with Bootstrap. So now I am showing you how you can use this nav bar. So just you have to simply do like copy this nav bar, paste it here, save it, and simply you have to just make it reload. You can see we are getting the nav bar here, which is looking really good, and we are also getting a button in burger menu. But now if I just do it full screen, you can see we are getting all the nav bars there, like home, link, drop down menu. We are also getting disabled button we are getting, and we are getting the search box in this nav bar as well. And you can see one thing, like when I'm just doing it responsive, so it is having it responsive as well, and if I'm doing it full screen, so it is getting in full screen as well. So it is really good thing which we are getting here in this amazing project. So basically I hope you understand how we are just getting this and how we can just use it here. So this is the nav bar which I want to show you here. You can use it like this, and we are also getting the nav bar burger menu here at the right side, which is looking really amazing. And if I just reload here, so you will be getting all that stuff. Now if I change many of the menus which we are getting here, like I want to change this drop down menus which we are getting here. So I will be now just doing one thing. I will be moving at the top, and I will be writing here home, and I will be changing it to about. Then you have to save it. After saving here, you have to just move down after this tag, and I will be now writing drop down to pages. Then you have to save here and reload. Then if I show you my full screening, you can see we are getting pages, and we are getting a disabled button. But here it is your choice to make it disabled. If you want that this button should not be disabled and it should be enabled, so for doing that you have to move here, then move on to the last, because this is our last button, and I will be removing this disabled from here. And remember, when you have removed the disabled from the class, so you have to remove the disabled from here as well. After removing, I will be changing disabled to, and I will be writing blog. Save it here and reload. If I show you, you can see now we are getting blog, and it is not disabled here. You can use disabled in the short form as well. You can directly write here disabled to disable the thing. You don't have to write whole tag of area disabled. And then if I reload, so you can see we are getting. But if you want that it should be disabled through the area disabled, so you can use that as well. So I will be now writing here area disabled, and then you can write it to true. Save it, and then you have to reload. And after reloading here, you can see now the button has been disabled, but we have not written in the class as well. So I will be moving in the class here, and I will be now just writing here disabled. Save here and then reload. Then you have to move here, and you can see the button has been disabled here successfully. So basically like this, you can just make the button disabled and enabled. So I've shown you the both ways how you can do that. So basically like this, you can create a normal navbar in Bootstrap. There are many other navbar which you can create in Bootstrap, but this was the normal navbar which I have shown you. This is a normal navbar which many of the people use if they want to create navbar through Bootstrap. So this was the one navbar, and there are many other navbars here as well. So this is another navbar which we are getting, and this is a simple navbar here, so in which you will be only getting the 4 navbar menus and the navbar title here. You can also write any other title here if you want, but I am now getting here navbar. Like if I wanted to change this navbar title to, like if I write here my name, save it here, and then if I show you by reloading here, so you can see now here I am getting my name like this. So basically you can change the navbar to any other name as well. You can put any title also, or you can also put any logo also. You can remove this, or you can directly move in the href and you can paste the URL of the logo, and then you will be getting here logo, not the name. You can remove the name from here like this. So just I will be now reloading, and you can see we are getting these all stuff working, and basically like this we are getting all the things which we want. So now I hope you understand like how we can just use this navbar here as well when we are using Bootstrap here. So just I want to show you from start like how we can just use the Bootstrap if we want to use that. So if you have understand basically like how we can just use Bootstrap, so remember to just hit a like to this video, and if you are understanding till here, so remember to subscribe on this channel, and after subscribing a notification bell, so more people can learn, they can understand how we can cover up these amazing things here. And also just tell me in the comment what projects do you want from me like this. I will be uploading more projects here or more tutorial based videos. So now this was still here, and now I am just telling you about navbar as well. So from the start we have learned many of the things in Bootstrap, like what are buttons, what are cards, what are button groups, what are like badges, and many other things we have learned about Bootstrap. And I hope you understand all the Bootstrap things which I have telling you from start. So this was just a simple Bootstrap tutorial which I want to give you. So this was a short tutorial of Bootstrap because now I will be uploading the big tutorials of different languages also, and this was a simple language, a front-end library which we use when we are using HTML and CSS here. So this was the tutorial about that. So I hope you understand Bootstrap from start. So if you have understand about Bootstrap from start, and if you understand this video from start to end about Bootstrap, so remember to hit a like to this video. And if you understand this Bootstrap tutorial, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, a notification bell as well, so more people can learn and they can understand about these things, and they can also learn how we can just create amazing things using Bootstrap here. And also just suggest me in the comment what tutorials I should be bringing up using different languages, so I'll be building things with using that as well. So just now I will be meeting you next project with more amazing things using Bootstrap and different languages here. So for today, goodbye.